Well, good morning, everyone. I'm out here in Arizona. I'm Jack Tucker. I want to show you something kind of amazing today. If you guys remember a while back, there was this mine shaft, and we dropped a GoPro camera down in there that somebody was going to climb down in there. We thought we saw maybe some tools, but there was this owl that was down in there, and it was probably sitting on babies. So nobody wanted to go down in this mine shaft. But what I'm going to do today, I'm just going to throw a magnet down in there just out of curiosity, maybe to see if I can find anything. But I'll show you why this is here for, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyways, hey, I want to thank you guys coming along, sharing on these adventures. So this here is a mine shaft right there. It goes down. I don't want to get too close to the edge, but that goes down. Maybe I can attach something to that and see if I can put that on there. But you can see all the bird crap on the sides there. But there's a clay marker right there. That's one of their clay markers. And generally you'll see 4 of them, the 4 corners. This is one corner, so there'll be some more. Generally they were about, I don't know, sometimes 10 acres, 5 acres, 20 acres. But you'll see 4 of them around here. Now, a lot of times you can tell how deep the shaft is by how much tailings are around the hole. But there's some more mining operations. I mean, digged prospects up there. There's some bigger mines up over on that side over there. I don't know if that owl would still be down there, but let's see if I can, how close I can get to that. Close as I can get down in there. So here's my magnet right here that I'm going to throw down in there, and we'll see what happens. Ooh, I took it all. Wow, that was pretty cool. So there's still an owl that's living down in there. So I didn't find anything throwing the magnet down in there, but there's still an owl down in there. So what I'm going to do now is, what should I do now? I also, a while back, I took some Polaroid cameras. Have you guys ever heard of the flares that you get with using Polaroid cameras? So I did some of them, and I got some flares. So I'm going to go over to the spot where I got these flares at, and I'm going to try that again using the Polaroid cameras. All right, let's talk about some of the different ways to find treasures. Some people use dowsing rods. Let's give this a try. Now, a while back, I did find one nugget right over here. One. find anything. Some people have even used these dip needles. The dip needle is designed, you carry it this way, and instead of a normal compass that's like this points down. So when you get iron, it points to the ground, or magnetics. And as you know, gold loves that iron. So let's give this a try. Well, didn't find nothing with that. Here's a book. I don't know if you've ever seen this book before, but it says Finding Treasure Ores. And what they talk about is using special cameras. You can find these ores, and what they do is they put up, like this here, they kind of look like maybe a flame coming out of the ground. But what they could be, it could be gases that are coming out from treasures that are buried in the ground. And treasures, I mean like a gold, you know, it could be stash from Spanish coins or something, or gold bars. It could be gold veins, but they're picking this up. Could be copper, could be silver. Anyway, so that's what this book talks about. And what they're using these old Polaroid cameras, the SX70 cameras. Now, it's hard to find the film. They still make it, but as soon as they produce a batch, it's all immediately gone out of stock again. But Polaroid does still produce this camera, or produce this film. So let me try this. Okay, this is the camera right here, an SX70 camera. So I gotta make sure I'm using daylight. It's bright, so I'm gonna use infinity. And since it is kind of bright outside, I want to darken this up a little bit. Okay, let's take several pictures and just kind of around here and see what I can see. Okay, there's a few pictures. Okay, I'll give a minute of these to develop here. But this is the camera. This is an SX70 camera. You can still get these cameras maybe like on eBay, garage sales. If you see them, though, snatch them up. Sometimes they have problems. This one has a little bit of problem kind of closing. You got to be very gentle with it to get it to close back up. But SX70 camera, Polaroids. All right, while that film is developing, this here is another dip needle. They call these miner's compasses, miner's needle, survey compasses. But similar, this here right here just doesn't have that long stem on it. But you just kind of turn this here, unlock this here, and just do the same thing. You just walk along the ground with it, and it dips down when you find them body of ores. But like I said, miners used to use them to find the lode gold, the iron. Lode gold. Now this is something very special. This is something you don't see all the time. This is called a Spanish dip needle. Same thing basically as them other dip needles. This is missing, you know, like the longer stems and that you would hold on to it. But so what you do is you fill this glass tube with gold or silver, whatever it is you're looking for. This case, it's got gold in there. Pretty, isn't it? And so, you see, it's got the dip right there. So you walk along, and it's the same thing. And when there's the gold or the ore, it'll dip down. And Spanish would use these here. They maybe carry them on their horses, or they'd walk around and just, you know, just travel. And when this thing dipped down, that would be the gold. But this is a Spanish dip needle, and you don't see these hardly anymore. If you see them, they're kind of pricey. But that's what this is a Spanish dip needle. There's another book right here. It's called The Successful Treasure Hunter's Secret Manual, Discovering Treasure Ores in the Digital Age. This talks about using the SX70 cameras, but it also talks about using the, you know, your regular cameras, digital cameras, your SLRs, like your Canons and Olympuses. And then you can even use some different cameras to capture There's talking about the film there, SX70 cameras, but to just regular cameras. And you can use infrared filters and different methods of finding these treasures and ores using this here just with regular cameras, but it's just another book that's out there. All right, the film's pretty well developed, so let me show you what I've caught here. See, this one here doesn't have nothing on it. That one there doesn't have nothing on it. Okay, here, see how this is? That's what they call an aura. So someplace in there, I'd have to go investigate. That could be a treasure that for some reason that's letting up gases coming out of there. It's like maybe another one starting up over here. Here they are again in different areas. There could be a body of gold right in there someplace. Here's some really good ones here. Coming up right in through here. Other ones, just a few little ones, different areas that I took them in, and again, nothing in these spots. So I could go out with metal detectors, but see, it could be like maybe over here, and it travels, and then as soon as it finds a way to escape, it comes out. So it's not necessarily right where it is, and then it could be leaning to the left, leaning to the right. That gives you kind of an indication as to where it's coming out at. But it looks like some pretty good. I got some pretty good ones right there. So I can go investigate these a little further, I think. Never know what you might find. All right, so that's that. I think what I'll do, maybe I'll swing a detector right around here just for a moment, just for the halibut. Okay, this detector here is the AlgaForce E1500 Plus. So let me just swing this here around here for a moment and see what it does. Turn it on. One thing I found out about this machine, it is very sensitive. It is very sensitive. I have to play with it more to understand more of the dials and the settings and all of that, but it is very sensitive. Well, didn't really find anything good. Let me show you what I did find though. I don't know what this rock was that was setting it off. I'll have to further investigate that. Maybe I'll soak it in some acid or something to see. It could just be a hot rock, but generally on PIs you don't get a lot of hot rocks that go off on you, but it could just be a hot rock. Could have a lot of lead or something in there maybe, but I'll further investigate that. But then I found a piece of lead and a couple of fragments from bullet shells, but that was it. Well, I'll have to check those flares out at another time. But right now what I want to do is go over to what we call Gold Mountain, where a lot of gold nuggets have come off from. And I'm just going to go over that area again. We've had a lot of rain up here, and you just never know. After a big heavy rain, it kind of washes some of that surface away and maybe just gives you that little more depth that you need. But that's where I'm heading now. Well, here I am, what we call Gold Mountain. A lot of people have been digging up here. Let me just show you some of the places where they're digging at. Dig holes all over up here. Dig holes all over up here. Right down to bedrock. They're all going right down to bedrock. See, now the funny thing is, a while back, I pulled the nugget out right here. See all these tailings somebody has stacked up right on top of the wash right here. And right at the end, I pulled the nugget. If somebody were to move all these tailings right there, there'd probably be more gold underneath there. And they did the same thing all the way up. They put their tailings right in the wash. I don't know why they did that for, but they did. People bring their material out here like this here. This is dry wash. They bring it out here and they dry wash. That's the way you should do it. Not set up your dry washer right in the middle right there. That's stupid. There's still a lot of gold left in this wash though, all the way down. Down there at the bottom, there was down there at the bottom right there, there was a 1 ounce nugget pulled out. A guy, over an ounce nugget, and a few other ones right down there. But there's so much of this wash going down, part of the hill, both sides. But we surmising the gold came from right there. And that's where I'm going to hike up to. I'm going to start up there and work my way down. It's a hike to get up there, all right. You look over here, there's a big mine right there, and there's prospects and mines all over this side of this hill, but they're mainly on this side. There's only one mine over here, and that's up that wash up over there, but that's the only one that's here. Most of them are all over here. But the gold that we all found, I mean, we're talking pounds and pounds of gold, came from this side of the hill right there. So that's where I'm going to walk up to. I'll probably start over here and walk up there. Once I get to the top, I'm slowly going to work my way down, get into this wash, and then I'll come on back
But I'll see if I can get lucky, and after all the rains we've had up here, and maybe find me a little piece of gold. I do got a dry washer. I was going to maybe do some dry washing, but with the rains, I'm not going to be doing any dry washing. So I'm just going to swing this detector, and we'll see what we can find.
One other note, these are cholla cactuses, and they're all over up there. So I'm going to put on a pair of boots, because last time I was up there, I got this cholla stuck in the back of my leg, and they really hurt. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put on a pair of boots before I start.
All right, for this adventure here, I'm going to be using the Minelab GPX 6000. Got the little 9-inch Gold Hawk Coral Tech coral on there. That's what I'm going to be swinging. I got a hike, so I better get it going.
With the sun shining down, I roam the hills. My heart starts to race, excitement spills. Each step is a thrill. The ground beneath me hums, digging for treasures as the...
That right there's a rat's nest. They grab all them chollas and bring them into their nest so the critters won't get into them. Then I got it stuck to my boots too already. That's why I put boots on. That's why I put boots on.
As the treasure unfurls, metal detecting for gold. Let's sing out loud, chase a shining dream, standing tall and proud. With every beat and dig, my heart ignites. In this quest for
Gotta be a billy goat.
everything
Be up and down
feels
here.
right. Gold nuggets gleam in the soft daylight. Each one I find feels just so right. Adding to the stash, my fortune grows wide. With every beat, it's like I'm on.
I did get a target. It's a piece of brass. Piece of lead maybe. But somebody missed it, so if that would have been a piece of gold, I would have got it. They didn't get it all. Target there, and I think it's this piece of wire. There's more in there, so but I got to get it all out because you just never know. You just never know. Yeah, that's what it was. More of that wire. Here's one of the things they were mining around here: copper. This here's copper ore. That's good looking ore though, right there. Could crush that. Never know what you might find in there. See, it's got irons and stuff in there, quartz, and that ugly looking dark purplish iron stain. Nice. I have to keep it crushed. More than likely it came out right there. Little mine right there. The little one right there. More further up the hill right there. They're all going all the way up there. Might be a vein running all the way down here. With a little piece of iron, it looks like, or a piece of lead or something. Just a little dinky fragment.
Well, made it back here to the truck. Didn't find anything on the hill. No gold. dug a couple pieces of trash. So as long as I'm getting trash, that tells me if there was gold, I would have got it. One day I think I need a hike all the way up there. It looks like there's a ridge right there. That looks interesting, actually. Right there. That ridge right there. What I think I'm going to do is just kind of walk down this wash here for a little bit and then make my way back to the truck and see what happens. There's a cut mine right there. I think it's been caved back in or filled in. There's some of the ore though. It's nice looking stuff, isn't it? Pretty. It's copper. That's what they were going after. Copper. There's some nice stuff there though. Look how dark some of this stuff looks like right there. Oh, see that? Oh, that might be worth crushing too. This dark stuff. All this iron and purplish and stained quartz. Yeah. Huh. There's a little bit of it around, but this copper ore, that's what they were after. It's all over here. And they kept going up here. But I'm going to walk down there, probably just down there to that bend. Then I guess I'll come back up here. I'll probably go to the truck, which is right there, get a bucket and come down and get some of this ore and take it back and crush it just to see if there's any gold in it. Just to test it. Hey, you know what? That's all you're doing, just testing. Just out here having an adventure, having Somebody's fun. Doing some serious digging right there. Serious digging. They're taking that bank out right there, all the way down there to that bedrock. Just keep following it down. How it's going down, just keep following it down till you hit the bottom of that. It's nice. Bunch of dry wash going on right here too. That's what you find a lot out here. These little dinky BBs. These little BBs. I'm not sure what this is. Goes off with the detector. Doesn't look like lead. Doesn't look like lead. Also sounds off on the pinpointer. Interesting. I will hold off on it, but I'll test it when I get back. I'll put that in a keeper's jar, because you never know. That's kind of weird to find that out here, isn't it? The other piece is missing, though. That's kind of funny. Maybe I'll find it here eventually as I continue on down this wash. There's something lodged right there in this bedrock right here. Get it out. It's not valuable, that's for sure. Part of a bullet casing. Oh, looks like a little piece of lead. A little piece of lead. I'm getting tired of being in this wash. I always wonder about finding nails. I always wonder about nails up here. A little piece of wire. These more likely are off of dry washers that the old timers used. They had a wire mesh for their screen. More likely, that's what that is. That's why you find these all over out here. That's where all the gold is, right there. Look at that outcropping. This piece of lead. Well, I'm definitely cleaning up the desert, that's for sure. I like these dark, there you go, look at that. All the blacks and purples. That's what I like. That dark stuff. That's iron stained right there. That means there's a lot of iron in the ground. Some good looking ore. It almost looks like gold on it. Bunch of copper ore. Oh, nice stuff. It's a keeper. It's got too much holster rock on it. I don't like that. I don't want to carry back too many. I don't want to take back too many. That's mostly just quartz. That's a keeper. That's a nice piece there. Got all that gold in there. Yeah, that's a keeper. This has got too much quartz. This one's a keeper. This one here is a keeper. I like this ugly looking stuff. That's what I like. Ugly stuff. Ugly stuff. I got enough in the bucket. That'll be good enough. I'll be good enough for a test. Tell me what they're getting out of here. All right, I'll throw this in the truck, grab the detector, go back and detect for a little bit longer. Whew, it's starting to get a little warm. Not in the cards for me today for a piece of gold. But I tell you what, I put my time in. If I would have walked over one, I would have got it. You don't always find gold. Don't let them fool you. You don't always find gold. Gold is getting harder and harder to find. But as long as you're finding trash, that means there's a good sign. There could be gold there. You'll get it. Just keep on hunting. But anyways, I'm out of here. I'm going to head back to the home front and then relax. It's been a long day. Anyways, I want to thank you guys coming along sharing on these adventures. Get out, create your own adventure. Remember that life is adventure. Please like, share, and subscribe, guys. And until our paths cross again, you guys all take care. Have a fantastic week. And thanks for watching, everyone.
Load up the truck, it's time to roll. With hearts so wild and a common goal. Chasing the goal, we're ready for the thrill. Through mountains and rivers, we'll climb every hill. With the sun on our backs, we take our stand. Uncovering treasures buried in this land. This gold fever's got us running wild. In the heart of the land, we feel like a child. Adventures await in the great unknown. Together we chase dreams never alone. With metal detectors singing in the breeze, we dig for the fortune, uncovering keys. With a gold pan in hand, we sift through the dirt. Each little glimmer makes our hearts surge. By the firelight's glow, our laughter rings as we dream of the riches tomorrow brings. Gold fever's got us running wild.
The gold mine.
I got you.
We feel like a child. Adventures await in the great unknown. Together we chase dreams.
Oh, ain't that cool? Is this like the I was gonna say something bad. But that don't work. Is that better? There you go. That's good.
Our laughter rings as we dream of the riches tomorrow brings. This gold fever's got us running wild. In the heart of the land, we feel like a child. Adventures await in the great unknown. Together we chase dreams never alone. So here's to the nights beneath the stars. With our hearts full of dreams, we'll go far. This gold fever's got us running wild. In the heart of the land, we feel like a child. Adventures await in the great unknown. Together we chase dreams never alone. Alone. So here's to the nights beneath the stars. With our hearts full of dreams, we'll go far.